beats by Dallas, make it hurt.
Listen, I just got off just a few minutes ago. Just in case you weren't with me, um, I just got off maybe about 10, 15 minutes ago. And just a few minutes ago, hello to everybody, real quick. I know some of you already know, seeing it on your phones, or you see it in the tickers. But I just finished talking about this. Now you see why I keep saying that this is the year that you either gonna show the Jerry and Steven, you are either gonna show us that you are content, or you gonna show us you better do something. Because just in case you don't know, the Washington Commanders, who I just said on my show that they have over $100 million in salary cap relief, and they're playing with a rookie quarterback who is under contract on a rookie deal for the next 5 years. He just finished his rookie year. I told y'all that the rich were going to get richer. And while the Cowboys are sitting here playing this draft and developmental system and being cheap is all outdoors, people are stacking the deck. I said it just a few weeks ago. The world champions reside in the NFC East. I told everybody Washington is going to be a problem for the next 12, 13 years, barring injury. They just did it. They just traded for Debo Samuel. And then y'all gonna say, "Well, Debo injury now." No, I don't even want to hear that. I want to hear that. Debo stays injured now, so I'm really not worried about it. Well, you better be worried. This is what I'm talking about. And see, that type of attitude gonna have you last in your division. That's what's going to happen. The Washington Commanders are going for it. They know that the Philadelphia Eagles are the champions. They know they got to do something to keep up. They were just in the NFC Championship game last year. They know in order to beat Philly, they're going to have to make a move or moves to get them over the top. That's what they just did. See, if they don't get over the top, you can't say that Washington didn't try. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is the problem I had with Dallas. And while we sitting here worried about the cap and worried about, you know, playing games. We gonna pay them when we want to pay them instead of paying them now and all that type of stuff. Excuse me. Now you see what I'm talking about. See, moves like this is what I categorize, whether they get there or not. But these are Super Bowl moves, not depth moves. Super Bowl moves. There's a difference. These are Super Bowl moves. May not get there, may not win it, but one thing is for sure. Debo Samuels to the Commanders is not a depth free trade or depth free agent signing or whatever you want to call it. Hey, the 49ers trade away Debo Samuels to Washington. You don't think Washington ain't trying to win? Not just win the NFC East. they realize they have a quarterback on a rookie deal. They better do it now before they have to pay him. They stacking the deck. They loading the gun. They're This is what I'm trying to get people to understand about the Cowboys. We do nothing. We sit here and try to play with mind games with our own people. We're gonna wait till we pay. We're gonna pay Dak on the day of the Cleveland game, week 1. That's when we're gonna pay Dak right before kickoff. When you could have signed him a long time. See, this type of games we play. These little Mickey Mouse electric company games, Sesame Street mindset games. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we keep falling further and further behind. We playing around this and we falling behind. We just fell behind, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. It's the Commanders. Yes, it's the Commanders. We just fell behind. Season ain't even started yet. We just fell behind. It was already most people think we the third best team in the NFCs. Right now. Well, the argument just got strengthened. Just in case you haven't heard, Washington Commanders have just traded with the 49ers to get Debo Samuel to go with the Washington Commanders. That's nothing wrong with that. You can't poo-poo on it. You can't say it ain't a help. That's a Super Bowl type move. It is. And this is why I'm saying for Jerry and Stephen Jones, man, y'all behind, man. Y'all majoring in minor things while everybody else is getting in position to win this thing. At least swing. Look, they ain't swinging for singles and doubles. Washington just hit a home run. Washington just hit a home run. And I'm sick of it. Now, I've been on the show. Look, I just talked about this before I got off. I was just on maybe about 30 minutes ago. I was just on talking just about this, not specifically this trade, but how teams are getting in position to try to win. I rest my case. I rest my case. Now, whatever little strategy you get, Dallas, I don't know what you get because y'all jank it like that. You better step it up. That's all I'm gonna say. Or we'll just be talking like this. I'll be talking like this next year, right around this time, from another horrible season. Maybe record-wise, maybe not a horrible season, but we get into the place now, where there's see when you stack the deck, this is what you have to see now. Washington not through. They got over $100 million left. Well, a little less now. They got to absorb. Yeah, I came back on, Terry. Did you hear the news? It just happened in the last 8, 9 minutes. Terry, you was with me on the show, so you can see. Terry, I'm good, Jeff. Jeff, you was on the show with me. Did y'all just hear what just happened? The Washington Commanders just traded with the 49ers to get Debo Samuel. This is what I've been trying to tell everybody. This little draft and developmental system with no real free agent signings and no trades and draft and development. This ain't gonna work no more. Everybody's stacking the deck. And the years have proven the last few years, stacking the deck gets you world championships. Look, I don't care what y'all say. It's Washington. Okay. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. No, Philly did. And just in case you heard it, if you ain't heard, if you weren't on the show with me earlier, Philly's trying to get Myles Garrett. I mean, come on now. I mean, what we doing? what we doing? What are we doing? Exactly, Terry. What are we doing? Arguing about what? Uh, Arguing about who we gonna pick in the first round. A rookie, first round lineman. We. I mean, come on now. Now, if you like being, at the lower totem pole of the NFC East, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just let me know what you're doing, so I can pass on to my people that like to watch me. I can pass on and say, hey, don't get no hope at all. Just watch football. Cook barbecue at the same time while you watching the game. Don't It ain't gonna make no difference where you watching it. Just go on out there and tend to the steaks and ribs on your grill. Don't even watch the game. Just when you watch it, you watch it. That's I'm saying. Just let me know. Just let me know. Then I'll be able to let my viewers know that hey, we ain't trying. We gonna draft and develop our way. And sooner or later, we're gonna hit the jackpot. It may take us about 10 years, but sooner or later, these draft picks are they're gonna pan out for us. I tell you, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get the right kind of guys. Gonna get the right kind of guys in here. We're gonna march on. We're gonna make the fan base very proud. Just let me know, and I can tell everybody. But stop talking about winning and winning the Super Bowl and get far as we can into the playoffs. So we got to make that run in the playoffs. You're gonna run out when you run against a loaded gun, and you come into the dance with practice squad players. You ain't gonna be able to survive, man. I don't know what it is. And I'm quite sure they getting the news just like us. And at some point, they got to say, God dang, man. Well, God dang, last year was Saquon Barkley was feeling, man, good Lord. Now Washington go ahead and get Debo Samuel to go along with this great young rookie quarterback. Got Dan Quinn, got this defense cooking, and they still got a whole lot of money to spend because they ain't got to pay their quarterback, so we know they ain't through. I don't know, Jerry. We may have to do something now. I mean, this we got to give some type of hope. Because if all you depending on is the second round pick in the draft, and that's all you talking about. And the four, we got three. Look, we got three picks in the fifth round. We got three picks in the fifth round. And so no, Terry, everybody got seven, but the Cowboys got 10. And they'll try to sell it. We got 10 picks in the draft. We really can do some damage here in the draft with 10 picks. We really, really can. Man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. The bottom line is there are teams that are making intermediate moves, if you let me say that. And then there are teams that are trying to make Super Bowl moves. It's a difference. And the Washington Commanders, just like Philly did last year, and they cashed out for Philly. They made a Super Bowl move to get Saquon Barkley, and they cashed out with a Super Bowl. Washington has a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, which affords them to go after people, whether by trade, like today was, or free agency. And they just made a Super Bowl move. Not a depth, not a depth move. A Super Bowl move. There is a difference. You tell me you go get a Debo Samuel, you're trying to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what you are doing. And it just and I heard what you said, Shane. You got to overreact because of what Philly did last year. Look what it turned into. You got to overreact. It's game changing. And you go get a Debo Samuel who automatically steps into the starting lineup with Terry McLaughlin. Hello. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. They going for it. Sometimes all it takes is one move, one big move. Like Philly did with Saquon, one big move. And before you know it, you holding the trophy up in there at the end. This is what I'm talking about. One move. I'm not saying Washington finna win the Super Bowl, but I will say this. Washington just got better. Oh, ain't no doubt about that. That's what you just called. You just got better. You just got better. Washington just got better. Does it mean Super Bowl? I don't know. But they just got better than what they were last year. I can't even name you who number 2 was. That was just last year, Ekus. See, we can't. See, that's the other narrative. Yeah, he was hurt last year. But previous to that, Debo was out there. You just had one bad year of injury. The whole team was injured last year. I mean, they called it bad. Exactly, David. That's all I'm saying. It may not result in the Super Bowl win, but at least you trying. See, that one thing you say about Washington, they trying. They trying. That move right there with Debo to Washington. That lets you know Magic Johnson, the real owner of the team, they're trying. I can't say that about us. I'm just trying to show you the difference. This is before free agency start. This is before the draft. Moves are being made. Moves. Serious moves. That's what you're saying. All I'm saying is I'm gonna let y'all, I'm gonna be sitting back. I'm just sitting back. I told you that before I got off just a few minutes ago. I'm sitting back. The only move I need to see as of right now is the Cowboys restructuring Dak, CD, extending Michael Parsons. Guess what? You just opened up, just with those 3 moves, over $100 million in salary cap relief. That's really all I want to see. That'll let me know how serious you are. Cause see, what should be happening now is since they see what Washington just did, they already know what they're dealing with Philadelphia. See, they need to have a meeting since they all down there at the combine. They need to have a meeting and saying, okay, we may have to do just a slight readjustment. We need to look at the upcoming free agents that's about to go down in about another week or so, whatever it is, March 12th, I think. We may need to really zero in on one guy, one of them home run hitters, and let's go after him instead of saying, um, you know, Will, give us a scouting report on this guy in the draft. Man, forget the draft. Yeah, you need it. I didn't, if all you totally dependent upon is the NFL draft to make your moves, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm gonna tell y'all is get ready for the 2026 season. I'll be here talking about the Cowboys. I love them, but they got to show me something. If they want me to sign up and say, okay, let's play football, the draft will give you some false. It depends on who you draft. Okay, if you draft two or three of these guys I got in my head, I say, okay, the Cowboys just got better. Exactly, West Philly. If the total plan as it usually is, um, if they get a couple names that I know that will be difference makers day one, then I say, okay, the Cowboys are better today. They're not better than Washington right now. They're not better than Philly, but they're better. You go get me one of these top running backs, they're better. If you go get me a Ted McMillan, wide receiver, they're better. I'll be the first to say that. I say, okay. Now what else you gonna add to it? But it's just too and the Jones pattern is just is you almost have to cross your fingers and hope that they don't mess it up. I'm serious. You'll have an Ashton Genty sitting there. I'm just throwing his name out because that's what everybody like to talk about. Genty there, Tech McMillan there, wide receiver there, Burden there, Eboga there, all these guys. You'll have them sitting right there that you'll draft to where the Cowboys will go get an offensive lineman who may not even start. That's how they'll mess it up. That's what they do. Hmm? West Philly, you're absolutely 1,000% right, and I appreciate you joining me today. Y'all did that, and those guys started day one, and they were rookies, and they didn't play like it. And nobody can't say nothing to y'all because y'all won the Super Bowl. With those guys, DeJean had a pick six in the Super Bowl. So, not even gonna argue with y'all. Yeah, Matthew. That's what I came on here again for these little brief moments. I just got off the show. Y'all heard what I was saying before I got off. That the Cowboys can't afford to play around. And it just went up again, showing you why. Look what Washington just did. In case y'all don't know, Debo just got traded from the 49ers to Washington, which means we got to see these guys twice a year. Got to see Saquon and Philly twice a year. Forget the Super Bowl. We got to make sure we can compete with them. Shoot. It's stacking the deck, and I don't want to hear nothing about because see some of y'all gonna say, "Man, we're not worried about Washington and Philly. Dak owns them. He's the king of the NFC East. He beats up Philly. He beats up Washington every year. Man, nobody want to hear all that now. No, no, the record don't count now. Philly swept us last year, and I understand Dak wasn't there. The Philly is the world champion. You think they care about Dak? Dak is 9-4 against Philadelphia for his career. Yeah, okay. Go against this team now. Washington ain't nobody and all that. Okay, okay, okay. Y'all know better than that. Okay, we got to compete with the NFC East. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about OC and all that stuff. I hear you, Joe. I really ain't worried. I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not really talking about whether we scared. We got to play them regardless. I'm really not talking about being scared of Washington based off, our previous years with them and all that type of stuff, and even us beating them with Jaden Daniels. I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is the aggression. That's all I'm talking about. The differences between front office moves. See, these are moves. We don't do nothing. And then think that we just gonna show up and dominate. That just ain't. This is what I'm talking about. There's the difference between the Jones family and the other owners. This is what I'm talking about. You want to win the Super Bowl? Guess what? You make Super Bowl moves today. Don't mean it's gonna happen. Today, the Washington Commanders made a Super Bowl move. That's the truth. Not a depth move. Not a depth move. Not a filling out the roster move. They made, just like Philly made last year, a Super Bowl move by going after the Saquon. Now you go get McLaughlin. You got McLaughlin in Washington. Now you add Debo over there on the other side. Good tight end, and Ertz still a good tight end. Jaden Daniels is magical. Got a good running game, Robinson and the other kid. You got Dan Quinn as your defensive coordinator. Saw them play it. And most of all, the Washington Commanders was in the NFC Championship game just a couple, just about a month and a half ago. They were just in the Super Bowl. Excuse me, the NFC Championship game. You trying to make a Super Bowl move. Does it mean they're going to the Super Bowl? No. But Washington just got better. When you add a piece like Debo, you just got better. And y'all saying, someone's saying, well, he's injured. No, everybody have a fluke year or injury. If he gets injured again next year, then we'll revisit it. But Debo is not naturally known as a guy who stay hurt. So until he gets hurt, I think they just made a great move. Let's see. Guess what? Whether you think whether you scared or whether you not scared, guess what? The ball now is in the court of Dallas Cowboys. Everybody made a move. The Giants gonna make a move, just by the draft. They're a quarterback, or they gonna make up a lot of ground with the quarterback. Whoever quarterback they get is better than DeVito, whatever his name is better than Daniel Jones, whatever quarterback they get coming out of college is better than both of them combined. So the Giants are naturally gonna make a move just by drafting the quarterback. Let's see what the Cowboys do. Everybody about to make a move, and like I said, we'll make some type of move in the draft as well, depending on who we get. But I'm tired of depending on the draft. That's what I'm just saying. I'm tired of it. And to watch the Commanders today just added to my tiredness. Jerry and Steven better do something. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to hear nothing when they get to Oxnard. I don't want to hear nothing when they get to Oxnard to do their first conversation or their first press conference. We feel real great about our roster. Okay, what'd you add? Well, we added a lot of depth. Man, I'm be like, man, son, how many years we got to keep going down the same road, same pattern, same pattern, same responses, same questions, same responses to those questions. Why we got to keep going through this every year? You know y'all ain't good enough to win. Just like last year, you know the roster wasn't good enough to win. West Philly, you got the right to feel that way. You a Philly fan. Y'all are the world champions. I ain't finna knock you. You got a right to feel that way. So I ain't finna poo-poo on your statement. You have a right to feel that way. There you go. I'm not even arguing with you. But I care less about your team. I don't like it, Philadelphia, just like you don't like the Cowboys. I can care less about what Philly's doing. I'm talking about the Cowboys. Everybody making moves. You just can't give me the draft and say you ready to play football. You can't do it now. It is almost looking at the NBA. Starting to look like the NBA. What am I saying by that? I'm saying it's almost looking like the pattern is to load up, stack the deck, then go play. That's what the pattern is saying. I don't know why everybody's trying to be something different. That seems it seemed to me this is what the pattern is. Stack the deck, go win. That's what it seems like to me. Just like the NBA. There used to be a time where you can have two superstars and win the NBA championship. Then it switched. You got to have at least three. You got to have at least three. NBA, NFL going to that route now. Same thing. Philadelphia proved it this year. We need number one wide receivers. We need a real good tight end, a top 5, top 6 tight end. We got to have a top 2 or 3 running back. We got to have the number one defense in the league. We're going to stack the deck. And we're going to go after this world championship. That's what Philly did. Some of that obviously is from the draft. Some of that is through good Fred having a great GM. And that's what they're doing. They're stacking the deck. Kansas City did it for years. You know, even though Cincinnati didn't win it, they got a loaded gun too. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow when he's there. They just missing the line, but good Lord, they're scoring 30 a game. Good tight end they had. It's called stacking the deck. Buffalo did it for years. Josh didn't have it like he had it the last previous years, but Buffalo stacked the deck. They just didn't win. The Rams did it by stacking the deck. They won the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay, when they won with Brady, they stacked the deck. That's the pattern. The draft and developmental system, well, hey, we're going to grow into this thing. Man, please. Teams are adding all pros to their roster. You down here talking about let's draft and develop. Man, let me get out of here. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take it. Y'all take it easy. I already been on. Hey, listen, if you want on the show with me, if you got a little time, go check out the show. I just did it not too long ago when I saw what the Washington Commanders just did. I said, let me pop right back on and say, hey, the ball is in the hands. I told y'all, this is the dog days where the ball falls into the hands of Jerry and Stephen Jones. I told y'all during this little time. Coaching staff is already assembled. Everybody feeling good about the coaching staff. Now it's strictly in the hands. Off-season work, free agency, and the draft. This is where Steven and Jerry enter in the picture. And usually this is when things get messed up. They haven't done nothing yet, but when you don't do nothing, that's part of the mess up. Because you're supposed to do something. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care what y'all say. There's only so much you're going to be able to do when the gun is loaded. Philly is playing with a loaded gun, and slowly but surely, the Washington Commanders have a nice little gun themselves. Just telling you. I'm just telling you. Those of us that watch football and know football, you know what drafting Debo Samuel really mean. It's what you call a good pickup. Great draft. That's what it is. That's a a good trade. That's a good trade. Real good trade. All right. I'm out. Y'all take it easy. Just quack quack. I hope for our Cowboys' sake they are. I hope they do show up. They're gonna have to do something. You gotta there needs to be to stay in the division at least. You gonna have to keep up now. This is the division. You want to win your division, right? Home playoff game. If you win your division, no matter the record, it's getting difficult to win your division now. You got to do it. You got to do something. Hmm? You got to do something. Right now, you just talking about waiting on the draft. That ain't gonna get it. Sorry. Got to do something. All right, I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening. A lot of good stuff on TV. Elimination Chamber, Tank, Javante Davis fights tonight. A lot of good stuff on. College basketball is on right now. A lot of good stuff on this Saturday evening. Y'all take it easy, man. We'll see you on the next go round. This has been the one and only Big Time Show.